Hi, welcome back. This is going to be a bonus video. So I'm Rocky Outcrop. This is Rocky Outcrop channel. We do daily technical analysis on a bunch of coins, and really the ones we focus on normally are Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tezos, and Chainlink. That's the way it's been. And we have a few other ones that we've looked at a few times, like One, Ripple, and BAT and stuff like that. But we'll take a look here and just try and do things a little bit differently. I thought that we'd start on CoinMarketCap. Find a coin which has had the biggest change in the last 24 hours, which is from, say, the top 20 coins. And also thought that it would probably be a good idea to put a couple of rules in there, such as not exchange tokens or whatever. So anyway, let's roll the credits. Okay, so here we are, and this is the CoinMarketCap website. Now, if you've not used CoinMarketCap before, then there's not an awful lot to be said about it. What you've got here is a place where people where they make a lot of money from Google ads, essentially. And they give you the bare basics information. It's an API website. Now, okay, I'm not a massive fan of CoinMarketCap, but a lot of people are out there, but I'm not going to start trying to shill it like people do on YouTube. I've seen it happen in the past, people talking about it as if there's some sort of great insights to be had from this here, when frankly, there aren't. And as you can see, I've already clicked on the worst coin performer today, or the best coin performer, Wax. And that's this people here, World Markets as well. So they've started advertising at me. Achieve over 100% compound return, verified. AI managed accounts, and then if you go over here and you click on their website, you can see that I think this is them. I'm not really sure, but that's essentially how CoinMarketCap makes its money. So there you go. There's your knowledge there for you, and they're kind of like just really whatever. Let's not wax upon about it for too long. Lol. Right. So, and what I'm looking for is the top 20 coin, which has had the biggest sort of change for today, and then we'll take a look at it overall. Now, there's ones I kind of regret saying top 20 because there's Maker and it's in the top 30, and I think that would be kind of more interesting than what we're going to end up with. But let's see here, looking down the way. Yeah, and I didn't want it to be an exchange token, so Huobi token, that's just their exchange. I'm not really particularly interested in it. Then there's other coins which I'm glad we don't have to look at, like Augur and Thea, because for some reason I particularly don't like them. Don't know why. I've always hated Zilliqa. I don't know why as well. Just sort of these ones that for some reason I just don't like the name. I think actually whenever they were launching and they had their ICO, I kind of just thought it was all very scammy sounding and looking in their website and everything else. Okay, so look, right, we've arrived. Monero. Here's Monero. There's a decent coin from the top 20, and it's had the biggest change today. Oh wow, it's only just barely breaking into this with a 0.77% change. But let's go on over and take a look at that. So it's XMR versus USD, right? And where will we look at it? Let's take a look at it on. Shall we look at it versus USDT on Binance? It doesn't have to do any thingy, or shall we look at it on? Yeah, let's look at it on Bitfinex. Just do that, and let's have a see where we come from. Well, okay. So the story with Monero is actually rather similar to the story that's operating across the markets right now for a lot of things. But let me just say the one positive that jumps at me immediately is that it's a little bit more positive. It's a little bit more positive than the other ones. We have currently got this green candle coming in here. And I would suggest, just looking at this, that this is actually looking fairly positive around about that 236 Fibonacci retracement area. So we'll draw a Fibonacci retracement in just a second and take a look at that. In terms of the trend indicators that we have down below here, you can see that this is kind of touching again off the ADX. I wonder if it gets sucked into this here, and as we can see some upside on the positive there. So down the time frames, if it gets sucked in, like I'm saying here, but it's still not got the positive there on that one. Look down, so you got, if we could see something like this happen where they start to converge a bit more, go down to the 1 hour time frame, yeah, and then if we could see something like this happen on a decent time frame, like 4 hours upwards, where you've got the blue line, which is the positive, crossing over the orange line in and around an area where they've all been sucked in towards the ADX as well. It's all kind of all sort of converged in there, and the trend is kind of drawn the positive and the negatives towards it at that time. But I'd like to see this happen with the ADX actually being just a bit higher, above 20 or so, to say that the trend is turned around. Now, of course, the ADX could move up there on the 1 hour and all the rest of it. But let's take a look back over to the 4 hour, and you get a reminder, just a few hours up, how different that is on those ones. Anyway, I'm not going to go spend too long, already have, on that one particular thing. Let's go back over here and take a look and see if we can draw a Fibonacci retracement in. So if we do it from wick to wick, and we go down here. Oh, well, it turns out I was wrong. While this is looking a bit more positive, it's not actually up at the 236. Interesting. That's interesting. It's not at the 236 yet. Now, if we had drawn this in body to body, how would that look there in comparison? Well, again, no, it's not at 236 either. So really for Monero to start looking towards retracing up the way, I would want to see the prices go up above $46, right? Which is obviously quite a ways away from where we are right now. So while this is a positive green candle, it doesn't actually shape up in the way that we've seen some other things shape up. If we go over to Tezos, for example, you can see that we're trying in around that 236 right now. And when I saw just the colors basically initially on Monero, I thought that the green candle here might have been just poking up above, above the 236 there. But oh crap, I've gone off there. I'm gonna have to search for that again because I don't have it on my favorites list. XMR, USD, Bitfinex, right? So yeah, back again. So we're quite a ways away from that 236, which is what we'd like to look for. Is this upper and upper opportunity? Perhaps if we were to be able to come up here, would that be one? I wonder. Look into the left and let's look and see for some horizontal lines. So you can see actually that we're here just at where there could be resistance and then potentially it would become support at a previous low. So the last time the price was as low as this was back in December 2018. Oof, and wow, this is real. This is some real downward action here we've had on Monero. Wow, and so this is the last time that it was this cheap. So good on all you dark web users out there. And then over here as well. So yeah, this is quite. You can see how the price, even though it's so zoomed out, just zoom in a wee bit more so you can see it more clearly. You can see how the price has interacted around where the current price actually is here in the past. Now there's this. So while this isn't actually up here at 236, trying to find support or resistance and around that area, I think it's quite fair to say that right where we are now is actually an area. So I just added a horizontal line in there so that we can remember this as well. We need to see the prices get up and open and close above this area, or else we're looking at that as being support or resistance. And sort of prices to the downside then, should we look towards them? Of course, we're going to go back very far in the history of this coin, even to get them, back 4 years ago, sort of thing. Well, suppose the next area could be in around about, well, it's hard to see even, anywhere, we're just looking back to this, to the lows from before. In fact, have I drawn that in wrong? 24-hour chart. Oh no, it wasn't, because it started off, I went body to body after. For a second there, I thought I'd drawn it in wrong. I usually use wick to wick. Yeah, essentially, really just looking back to our previous lows in terms of the next target. Should we go down again, $25 there, really, more or less. There could be other things in between. I dare say there probably are, especially with the percentages that are in around these levels being so distinct. So $30 or so there would be the next to the downside. So yeah, looking for this to kind of crack up above the $38 level where it is currently and move towards 46. Should it go up above 46 or whatever, then you'd see this quite a big tweezer bottom coming in here, and things would look very much positive. Not gonna count my chickens just yet. Overall with this one though, because I reckon if we were to draw in a Fibonacci retracement from the all-time lows, sort of really where we started, to the all-time highs, it's going to be fairly difficult to get this to fit on. But yeah, there we go. And then we can see that we're so far away from just even $107 you need to get up to looking actually at the trending towards the upside from on the terms of the all-time lows to all-time highs, Fibonacci retracement. So, in and around these prices, the targets percentage-wise are quite far away. Dollar price-wise, not that far away. And looking to see what we can really achieve. It needs to go up to there, or else I don't know. I just don't know where this coin could end up. Currently, my opinion on it is fairly sort of bullish. I think we'll probably find some resistance there around $42. So we'll see how that pans out. Let's just see how things pan out for the next while. Maybe I'll have to revisit this coin again in the future. But essentially, the targets that I'm looking at are currently really, can we open and close above this $30, $36, $37 line here, make it 38. And then, of course, looking towards 42 and towards the downside, should we get rejected here, then I'm looking towards 31 and then 25 afterwards. Thanks so much for tuning in. I do Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, and Tezos normally as well. So if you want to see one of those videos, check out the channel. And thanks very much for joining me.